Hello, Cedric and Cedra here. CR Wrestling Commentary, New Japan Pro Wrestling, G1 Climax 31, Day 9. We opened up with KENTA versus Great Khan, and it seemed to start off with an agreement to whomever the loser would be would have to perform a old school pauper's bow, like bowing to royalty as if your life depends on it.
Yeah, back down on your hands and knees with your head to the floor.
So, but this doesn't take away from the match itself.
No, not at all. It was a damn good match.
Yes. Look, Cedra noticed quickly because I was working on CR Fire Pro, and I watched a lot of the match. Yeah, technical Oka showed up. Well, Great Khan. I keep calling him Oka because, and it's weird. I keep calling him Oka because we just left Oka.
Yeah.
But at the same time, this guy doesn't even look like Oka anymore.
Nothing like Oka anymore. He's evolved out of Oka.
And it's weird, but him being on the microphone in a more relaxed tone before the match began, I couldn't help but notice that this dude looked more like evil and sounded a little bit like his speaking pattern. It's just, the only thing that was missing was him holding the microphone like a runny ice cream cone. I thought this was, I was kind of stunned by it. I was like, this guy doesn't look anything like the Oka we knew.
Okan.
Yeah, Great Khan. It's the whole, you got to say it like a Tribe Called Quest.
Like a Tribe Called Quest, okay. So Great Khan showed us how technical he can be when he wrestles Zack Sabre Jr. That was a great match. He didn't need nearly that much technicality to wrestle KENTA, but it was still equally good. Still, we haven't watched Okan. We saw when he got back to New Japan, but then we stopped watching it. So it's almost like a time warp for us because we still see him as Oka, but he has evolved so much as a wrestler. He's outstanding, and the match was so competitive. It wasn't boring. They were doing this. Man, KENTA was slapping him upside the head and neck, and I'm telling you, if he slapped me like that, I would wait for him outside. That was that bullshit. But it was a good match, and KENTA had to start cheating at the end.
There was a spot. I wouldn't call it a spot because KENTA had no choice but to deal. Where Great Khan got him on the mat in a side headlock, transitioned it into a head and arm lock, floated over, picked him up, deadlifted him almost because KENTA like he didn't know what was going on.
And not even deadlift, he drug him to his feet.
Yeah, he drug him.
KENTA had no choice.
And then he, lifted him up and slammed him back down into the head and arm choke. I mean, yeah, KENTA you can see on his face like, what is happening? And why is this happening to me? And it just showed not only the power, the technical expertise, but it also showed outright overall prowess and control Great Khan has. I'm a Great Khan fan.
I am too.
I'm a fan. We love Oka, but once you go on an excursion, no matter where it is, and then you come back, you pretty much, changed. And we got to see you as a new. But the problem is, for this, it's a good problem. He comes back not doing the suplexes, which I was enjoying, but he comes back better. And you don't get the chance to thoroughly see that. And I got a feeling they didn't get a chance to see it throughout the whole year. But then now, going against one of his mentors over there in Rev Pro, we saw that against Sabre Jr. And it was like, whoa. Mind blown.
And Kevin Kelly made a point of saying last time that he wrestled that he was 23-2. So he's wrestled a lot.
A lot.
So, the audience has got the chance to know him. And, when they get into the ring, it's not like, remember when Toa Hanare would wrestle, he wasn't really young lion anymore. He had his gear and everything, but he still got whooped up on like he was a young lion.
Yes, and that's in what, 3 years?
It was a long time. This does not exist for Great Khan, because when he comes out, his opponent act like someone formidable is coming out, not just you know, the former Oka.
It's like Hinade or any other young lion in the G1 due to the pandemic, they would get what? 4 points? 2 points against another young lion, and then Hinade probably because he went against 2 other young lions and they were his junior. He's their senpai. So this is Great Khan. He goes away, come back, and it's like 8 points. You know, that's mid-card. That says you are good enough to stop opening all the time. You know, you're going to open a lot, but it's not going to be all the time. You know, when you get up there and you start earning those 10 and 12 points, that's when you're like, you don't show up until match number 4, 5, or 6. That's it. You know, you are upper mid card to main event. Points matter in terms of your placement on the roster. And the points, let's be honest, has already been divvied out. They already had this plan months in advance to who's going to have how many points, who they're going to win and lose to, yada, yada, yada. And even though Naito throws a monkey wrench into it because of his injury, all you got, I mean, it gives them points, but they still gonna wrestle. So it's like, look, you get 2 points minimum, and that's it. Because that means that everyone eventually will get a win at some point. That was gonna happen no matter what, because 0 points is something that if New Japan allows 0 points for somebody, they really screwed the pooch.
Yeah.
That'd be their pride on the line. I thought this match was really good. And look, after the cheating started, knocking the ref down, Kenta did that, and hitting Great Khan in the back with the chair and getting the bat, and then Great Khan get the bat from when the ref, is up, and then Kenta gets the roll up from behind and hooking the tights, the schoolboy roll up and hook the tights, get the win. All right. Great Khan lost. Kenta's like, hey, bro, you got to do this thing. And Great Khan, talk about selling. Here's the thing. I was drug into it. My suspension of belief, it was there. Is that him? Yeah. Great Khan's all cleaned up in a suit.
You look like evil.
Yeah.
Just like you said.
That's creepy, ain't it? This right here, look, Kenta gets the chair, sits down in the ring. He's like, hey, you got to do this. Where's your honor? You got to do it. And he's like, man, I don't want to do it. And the crowd is like, no, don't do it. And this right here is what would turn somebody into a face. If you want someone to be a face, it's this stuff that would do it. But New Japan don't work like that. So it's kind of like, what's the point?
Yeah.
But Great Khan, he's like, I don't want to do it because, that's, it's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much. They do it in movies, but you never see someone do that mess in real life. You'd rather slit your own throat. So you can see his legs shaking like, I need to honor myself, but it'd be too dishonorable to do it.
Especially since Kenta cheated to win.
Yeah, so where's the honor and why uphold your honor to somebody that has none? So instead, he gets revenge because earlier in the match, Kenta decided to get that Great Khan's hat and diving foot stomp off the rope.
Onto the chair.
Yep.
Onto his body.
Yep. So Great Khan gets the hat and shoves it into the face of Kenta and gets him with the Iron Claw slam, as he calls the Dominator, and he walks off. Didn't have to do the thing. And even though Kenta got the 2 points, jacking up Great Khan's chances against Zack Sabre Jr. at the finals for this block, I think it's A block. Still, Great Khan comes out the winner, and that's what's important. Tournament wise, it's not much, but as a moral victory, it means a lot.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm cool with that. I'm a Great Khan fan. Are you all a Great Khan fan? You better be. Okay.
Shit, man.
With that, let's roll. All right, next match. We got TAKAHASHI YUJIRO versus TANGA Loa. Bullet Club versus Bullet Club. And look, I was thinking when it comes to KENTA is to, my suggestion was put her in some, some spandex pleather or something, put her in some shoes that she can run around in, and give her a top to hold the girls down, and then put something black and loose over that, like a t-shirt or long sleeve t-shirt or something. I don't know, put something over that. She could be Bunny Club or KENTA Club, or I don't know, No Platform Shoes Club. And she can do stuff around the ring. She can hook the leg to help cheat, distract the ref. She can hand in weapons or whatnot at crucial moments. There's a little things that she can do that would mean so much, which is kind of how a manager should be. The manager shouldn't really be the focal point, just that thing that helps out.
She's not a manager.
Valet, second, whichever.
She's not any of that. She's a piece of a candy. He's a pimp. He needs a hoe. There you go. That's it. That's all.
That's why I would change his gimmick, because if I was Fale, I'd be like, I can't. She's coming out there looking like somebody that you put on the stroll and I just date. That don't work well with me. That don't work well with me. But this match just started off with a little, look, Yujiro's like, hey man, too sweet, and Loa's like, all right, cool, and Yujiro's like, toe kick, take that,
Yep.
And then when Loa gets on the advantage, Yujiro's like, hey, too sweet, right? Loa's like, oh, come on with this bullshit, man. So he goes to complain to Jado, and they do their thing. He goes back, he's like, all right, man, we can do that, but then he hits him over the back, and toe kick him over the back, so he returns it, so that that's a receipt for in match receipt, a little in a working way, fun way, and then Loa talks his trash to go outside the ring where Loa slams him, and he's like, you all right? And he's all right, man. I'm moving back in. He's all right. And he gets him in the ring. He's like, look, no more silly shit, all right? No more silly shit. Heeds it, and they start wrestling.
I guess you could say that. I would say about 80% of the match, Loa was whooping his ass.
Yeah. But they got their shit in. They both got their shit in.
Loa got a standing moonsault in.
Which was like, what? And the crowd popped.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody popped on that. Because I was like, what? Now, it wasn't a beautiful moonsault.
No.
But he did it.
It wasn't nice and fluid like Jeff Cobb, but he did do it.
Yep. And it's a what? So, yeah, he's stepping up his game. I don't know if he needed a standing moonsault to step up his game, though. Because the way he is, he's good. He needs a few extra things to carry a match. But we've seen him in singles before. We've seen him carry a long distance match, so he's good. We've seen him in tag matches where he had to wrestle two people because Tama Tonga got messed up so much. And we've seen him carry that match for like 5 and 6 and 7 minutes 1-on-2. So we've seen stuff like that. We know he can go. So but it's good that they're displaying it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I'm yawning, but it's weird. It's not a yawn of disinterest. I don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is. Maybe I didn't get all my sleep. Maybe I didn't get enough proper rest. I don't know. Anyway, the match is entertaining. And Loa talks that shit. It's like, hey, I'm winning this match, motherfucker. And I'm like, okay. Calm it down. Chill it out. And it's been so many times, but Cedra finally hears the intercollegiate slam. And she's like, what's that? And I was like, they can't call it the Olympic slam.
Kurt
Angle innovated it, calls it the Olympic slam, and then was threatened to get sued heavily by the Olympic National Committee.
So they started calling it the angle slam, right?
Yes.
Why not call it that?
They do at times, but then it shows an ownership, and I think Kurt Angle could even possibly sue. And I think New Japan is like, look, just don't call it anything Olympic and don't call it anything Angle and just shut up.
I mean, but if you were Angle and they used your move and they called it the angle slam, why the fuck would you sue?
He might not give a damn. He might be flattered by it, but New Japan might be like, hey, let's just, because businesses are robots. So a business will take every precaution possible to stay out of legal trouble. And that's all that is. You know, like, don't call it that. We ain't trying to get sued by him. Yeah, but wouldn't he be happy? Hey. He might love it. Because there's people that say, man, I love what you're doing, but I'm going to screw you up. And it's like, well, why? It's just business. If somebody fall on hard times and they get to fall back on, hey, I get to sue for this. Tonga Loa and TAKAHASHI YUJIRO, they wrestle. They do some battling. They get their shit in, but the match comes to an end after the Tenzan Tombstone Driver that Loa gets and pins Yujiro. And like an alpha, he don't just boast and all that and leave him alone. He helps him up. They're showing a clear division because it seems like House of Torture don't give a damn.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still saying you're gonna see a strong divide and split. I don't know if we ever gonna hear about it because we just don't watch New Japan like that. We could, out of boredom.
They'll probably split off.
Probably. Man, I wish I would stop yawning. I didn't yawn the whole time until I had to start talking, but then again, coming down off this sickness, that might be partially what it is. And I'm still working to get this stuff done. I got wrestling to do tomorrow, and I got to get all this other stuff done. Got to find music and all this. So maybe I'm just tired. Maybe that's all it is. But he helps Yujiro up. He shows that equal amount of respect and whatnot. They play the Bullet Club music, and they all leave the ring together.
Mm-hmm.
See, an alpha takes care of the pack. That's what an alpha does. The alpha don't leave one behind. And they're showing that. They're alphas. Evil is not. Yeah, you evil. But how evil can evil be without minions? And you don't even help those that are supposedly under you. That's where you fail. In any case, Tonga Loa picks up a legit 2 points.
Mm-hmm.
Finally did good. And I'm happy for him. Sounds like Bullet Club might slowly be becoming faces. Seems like it. All right, we got more action. Let's roll. All right. Okay. Next match, Ishii Tomohiro versus Zack Sabre Jr., the guy who never shuts up, according to Cedra.
He's always talking.
We'll get to that later after this. We'll talk a little bit about that. This match, I was, how can I say, yawning in and out the kitchen. I'm listening. I ate a plum, and it wasn't I won't do it because it was a boring match. No, and I won't do it because this is the match the bathroom break. No, fucking hungry. I had a sliver of steak that was in the air fryer along with a burger, and when that came out, it's bread, meat, A1 steak sauce, bread, and then I poured a little bit of A1 steak sauce on the plate, right in front of the meat. And there it go. But I ate a plum because these plums are delicious.
Yeah, it was good.
They're delicious. And I was fucking hungry. But at the same time, I was like, well, remember what I said before. The only one that seems that we know that would stand in the way of Zack Sabre Jr.'s rise would be, Tomohiro Ishii. There's no one left that we know of because of whatnot. Great Khan, when he beat him, I mean, if I seen Great Khan wrestle like that, and he still had not wrestled ZACK, and now ZACK loses to ISHI, I would think that he might lose to Great Khan. But ZACK elevated Great Khan in our eyes. So, hey, Zack Sabre Jr., thank you. I say that honestly. Thank you for letting us see how great this dude is.
Yeah.
Ishii next match will be against Great Khan.
Looking forward to that.
Yes, because Great Khan shows that he's got 4 gears in him, and I love that. That is the making of a champion. He's shown he can throw down with the strikes. He's shown that he can straight up, pro wrestle. He's shown that he's got that excellent technical submission style within him. And he's shown that not only can he lead a match, he can also be led through a match, but he has also got that straight up, I don't give up about him, which is what a champion really needs to show. Now, let's go with this match. Ishii Tomohiro versus Zack Sabre Jr. And this right here, how can I say this? This is what professional wrestling is missing. An absolute clash of styles that can work together. That's what professional wrestling is missing. WWE, they all wrestle the same. So there's no clash of styles. You just got different moves, but the same style. Yeah, someone might finish with a submission hold, but what do they do to work that hold? What do they do to work that arm or leg or head? Nothing. They'll do all kind of aerial stuff and work the body and drop kicks and whatnot. Finish with an arm submission. It's like you never worked the arm at all. Why is this happening? Stuff like that. AEW, you don't get a clash of styles. Everyone does the flippy floppy jumping here and diving out the ring there. And if it ain't that, then it's not really a ground game. It's more like a hardcore game.
Yeah.
This right here, this is the brawler. The pro wrestling brawler versus the pro wrestling submission wrestler. I mean, Zack Sabre Jr. is a submission demon. This dude is crazy awesome with his submission game. His game ain't boring or none of that. He's always changing up, and when he gets something locked in, he holds on to it.
Yes.
He holds on to it. Ishii, he will bludgeon you until you tap from just not wanting to get beat on no more.
Yeah.
So in a sense, he's his own type of submission wrestler. I'm just going to beat on you until you just tap out. Well, what am I tapping to? You want to get kicked? You want to get elbowed? You want to get clothesline? You want to get chopped and throat chopped? No, I suggest you tap. And there you go. This match, it was a standard for them, yes. Yes, it was. But Zack was throwing out some new stuff, and Ishii showed that, hey, he's got defenses for that stuff. Ishii's not going to start doing submission holds, even though he's got a nice Achilles lock. He's got a Jujigatame. He's got an inverted Jujigatame. He's got a heel hook. He's also got the ankle fold. He's got that. But you're not going to see him pull that mess out unless it's a 5-star match. And you only get that when it comes to those high caliber title matches. So in this, you get to see the clash of styles, and they work smoothly together. It ain't, oh, I messed up, you took advantage, and now you're beating the shit out of me. No, it's, you were trying this move, I just countered you and beating the shit out of you. Mm-hmm. I just reversed this move, and now I'm beating the shit out of you. Oh, you just tried this move to beat the shit out of me. Now I'm reversing you. I am countering you into an arm hold. And then it gets to the point where both of them are countering each other into pins or a submission where they got to break the hold and separate and just look at each other like, what the hell? Or just take a break. Zack Sabre Jr. worked that arm like a horseman. Actually, no, the horseman wish they could work the arm like Zack does. I'm gonna call it straight up. Zack Sabre Jr. almost ripped Ishii's arm off, took it home, and flossed with it. It was brutal. It was a brutal match. Ishii's hand was swollen. His arm had turned colors. It was terrible. It was terrible. And I'm like, Ishii's going to lose this match. Zack countered the brainbuster into one of his own, floated into an attempted Kimura that he didn't lock on all the way. But because Zack Sabre Jr. is so submission bound, he don't think about what just happened. He went garbage wrestling Fire Pro style. It was a brainbuster into a submission hold. I can see if you do the brainbuster in the pin or the brainbuster to a submission hold, depending, working the head, depending on what you do. But it depends on what state of the match, and that new move needs to be rarely seen so that you can damage the head longer so that move will actually pay off, or at least have the threat of it. In this, Zack nailed the brainbuster, something you don't ever see him do, and into a submission hold when he should have went for the pin. You can look back at it and say, ah, crap, I should have got the pin, kick out, and transition to a cross arm breaker. That would have made more sense. But hey, that's just me being nitpicky, right? In any case, the match goes on. Ishii ultimately, Zack went for the Zack driver, that Michinoku driver to that release version. He went for it, didn't get it. Ishii got a couple of power bombs, really good power bombs. Zack got a flipping power bomb into the ring, did great. But ultimately, Ishii nailed his, sheer drop brainbuster, got the 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. Ishii Tomohiro, he goes up at points. Zack stalls out, tied with Great Khan. Ishii next week or whatnot goes against Great Khan.
Mm-hmm.
So Zack would have to lose his next as well as Great Khan, or both are going to have to win the next. And I'll be honest with you, I am such a Great Khan fan, but he don't need to be beating Ishii. Now, if Ishii comes in as hurt as he's going to be, like if this was a long-lasting pain to him, then I might have to give it to Great Khan, because Ishii, from the way this move went, this match went, you could see the power in that arm go away. That wrapped arm, that wrapped right arm. The power was going away. This was a well-worked, well-paced, professional wrestling match. A clash of styles that shows a clash of styles. And that's what you need to see in professional wrestling. This is what is missing. I love this. This was a good match. It really was. Also, I can see it's all gloomy. Ooh, a little streak in the sky. Contrail of some kind. Kind of weird shape, but oh well. It just seems like it's only one of them days where you're like, oh yes, only if we had some kind of fireplace and a nice blanket to get up under and just slumber the day away. That's what it seems like. In any case, at the end, Zack he's grabbing a hold of Ishii's foot. Ishii's lording over him and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun. And then when he get out the ring, Zack's being held back by one of the young lions, and he's just talking and talking. And she's just like, I bet these young lions are like, don't you ever shut up? And that's where she was going, like, don't you ever shut up, Zack? You just keep on talking. I was like, damn, that's vile. So that's where we are with that. We got one more match coming up, and we're going to get to that. So let's roll. All right, last match. Main event. Ibushi KOTA versus TAKAGI Shingo. And, okay. Looking at it blindly, it was one hell of a match.
It was.
It was a jaw-dropping strike fest. It was brutal suplexes, lariats. Everything you'd want in a back and forth, hard-hitting, knuckle-dragging fight with just enough intelligence to know that they know what they're doing. Because they bludgeoned each other. I'm gonna give it that. And it was brutal.
Yeah, it was not a technical match.
Not by any means. And it was, I honestly would, just nakedly looking at it, 5 stars, easy. But problem is, someone, it was just hard to get into this for me. Look, if you're looking at it just as pro wrestling and you don't see anything else, then yeah, you're gonna give it 5 stars. Probably. But here's the thing. Look, don't be getting mad at me yet, but I'm just saying. This was New Japan saying, look, we wanted you to help Yujiro look good. Don't worry, we'll give you a win over Shingo, and you'll be all right, because you're probably going after him at Wrestle Kingdom after everything is said and done. Oh, it's gonna be him, Okada, Zack Sabre Jr. It's gonna be one of them. All right, Wrestle Kingdom for Takagi. It's gonna be one of them. And if it's gonna be Okada, then Okada's leaving as champion. If it's Ibushi, 50-50. If it's Sabre Jr., honestly, I have to give it a 50-50.
Yeah.
So truthfully, Okada's the weak one. Because you don't want it to be like, oh yeah, you know. In any case.
I mean, because Okada's the golden boy, yeah, that they're going to want to just hang it on him. But they're really going to screw themselves if they do, because they've already shown that there's so many more formidable competitors. Especially in the three you just named. Shingo, Kota, and Zack. There's no. Okada's not hard hitting enough to be able to beat Zack, honestly.
Okada just, he just don't know how to bring it. There's nothing strong style about Okada. No, as just a plain pro wrestler, yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah.
But when you're going to go to hard hitting, hard suplexes and stuff, which is what strong style was about, you know, we hit, we suplex. Matches weren't forever because you couldn't go forever, so you go just long enough. Okada ain't that. He's never been that.
If it wasn't for their love for, you know, I guess white dude looking folks, I don't think he'd be that. They're always talking about, oh, he was a prodigy. He went to go study when he was 13, yada, yada. He doesn't show any of that.
No.
He doesn't show his experience. He doesn't show any of that. He just does basic shit.
So, look, I could bag on Okada all day.
Of course.
I really could. I want to talk about these two and where it failed to be a 5-star match for me. Ibushi doesn't land the Bomaye like he should. It's a very... And this, you know, I've always wondered why it looks so not so powerful. It looks so mediocre. Like it's good enough to say that it happened. And in this show, they got the camera angle that you should never have for that move. They had it from the defender's standpoint, not the attacker's. So from the defender, you get to see how it's a half-ass touch of the lower shin, back of the foot thing across the chest, or, you know, at the side of the neck to get that smacking sound. Because the crook of the neck gives an echo effect to anything of impact, which is why it's best to always hit there. But that's what it showed, and that's not, because it's supposed to be a knee strike, a serious knee strike. So it don't look, you know, it's not there. Also, I'm a little annoyed because Ibushi didn't do the whole dramatic flare effect with the Bomaye right before he hit it. Because when he does it, it's graceful.
It's
the whole boasting
graceful.
taunt.
I think he was like, I gotta get this on him. He ain't gonna stay still for the setup.
There was a point where they got up. It was many points that they did it where they go back and forth with exchanges and strikes and suplexes. This one was a suplex. Ibushi nailed a German suplex and sat up, and Takagi got up and hit them ropes quick, and Ibushi had that shit-eating grin like, ha ha ha. And Takagi nailed him from behind.
Nailed him from behind.
With hilarious.
On the back of the neck. And he just fell over like, what the fuck?
It was funny. That was one of the funniest spots of the night. That was hilarious. Ibushi looked like, yeah, I got it. And then he hit that high angle power bomb, that dragon bomb, and he was like 1, 2, and that tongue came out like, yeah, buddy. And then he kicked out. He was like, he was upset over that. So that was good. That was good. That's how you need to have it look. Oh wow, they exited the arena in rows.
Yeah, in sections. Yeah.
Normally it's like, okay, it's over. We all bounce at the same time. It's like, nope, y'all go first. y'all go so they can minimize.
Yeah.
That's good. They're trying at least.
Yes, they are.
Because everyone there got a mask.
Yep.
Everybody. It's kind of like what's his Super Spirit Wrestling SSW. I watched one of his shows and I was like, it's not work ethic completely, but you know, it's close to anyone else I've seen. It's a Fire Pro E-Fed.
Oh, okay.
And I wish people would use big moves to go for the pin and get the win instead of just, it looks cool, so I'm going to use it. You know, finishers aren't to look cool. They're supposed to finish. You know, a finish in Fire Pro doesn't have an F. It's a big move that's a legit finisher. You've known it. You've seen it. Use it as such. Priority attacks is there for a reason. You know, combinations, chains, and then this is a big move. I'm going for the pin every time that big move happened and whatnot. Please use it, people. Please use it. This match should have been so much more. They went back and forth. They went back and forth. They did their thing,
and it was done in such a way that you didn't know who was going to win, which is
great. That was the beauty of it until, you know, I thought, okay, this is going to go into Takagi's favor because he had a little flurry of his normal moves. Then he popped it with a knee bomb, a standing knee bomb, and just you know, Ibushi was laid to the bone. You know, that knee was on. Didn't trip. Y'all know where that came from. Y'all are awesome.
You can eat cookies.
But that wasn't enough. I mean, if he went for the pin, it would have been. And that's the thing. They land these big moves, and then they just kind of lay there. And I'm like, I get you're tired. You're supposed to feign that you're tired. But you hit somebody with a knockout level lariat or knee strike or elbow or something, go for the pin. Go for it. Don't lollygag and whatnot. If you got enough energy to boast and LOL, go for the goddamn pin. But if you don't, okay, let's say it's been 10 or 20 seconds. Crawl your ass over there, make it look good, and roll them over, go for the pin or something. Make it look like there's an effort. But, and so they keep going. They keep going. They do their thing. And he gets the Kamigoye. And once he got that, he goes for the pin like he should. And it was a good one, but not
the best one.
Yeah. So Takagi kicks out. Okay. He kicks out. Right then, that's when you got that 4.3 or 4.4 star match right then. Because now it's the promise. And then there was no Last of the Dragon attempt. Not that I could see, not a good one.
Yeah, he only had one Last of the Dragon attempt the whole match.
So, now you're short selling Takagi. Now you're short selling him. He's not trying to get his shit in. His last of it anyway. And so it kind of feigns after that. And then Ibushi just gets on a roll of moves. And it's looking bad. Can the champion fight back? That's the whole point of when somebody gets on a flurry of moves. Can the opponent fight back? Can they overcome these odds? Can they rise to the occasion and triumph? You know, something. Takagi won't doing that. Takagi was like, I'm weathering the storm. And then, bam, that Inzui Kamigoye. You know what's next? Is in Ibushi's hype.
What do you mean? What is Inzui Kamigoye?
Inzui means reverse, from behind. Basically, yeah, the rear or inverted version of it.
The back.
Yep. No harpy ooze here. So, then he gets the Kamigoye, a good one, puts him down 1, 2, 3. And Ibushi wins, and it's like, hey, you did the job for Yujiro. Yujiro of all people. We'll give you this one.
Yeah.
I thought that halfway through this match, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. He can't look like a complete bitch. He's got to get.
Yeah, we went over in the beginning. You know, YUJIRO beat him, which made no sense.
So yeah. So there we go. Ibushi Kota, he wins. Takagi Shingo, this is his second loss. I'm not going to really keep up with wins and losses in this. I just don't. I don't necessarily care about how many wins and how many losses, even though that does translate to the points and all that. It's like he lost to this person. I can't. I'm just going to watch this and know who should have won, who shouldn't have won, and just move on, because I already know one of the three people that's going to win this. So the rest is just there for point filler. They're just point filler. I love y'all. Look, straight up, when it comes down to, because Naito is out, the only ones that's going to win this are Tanahashi, Zack Sabre Jr., Kota Ibushi, Shingo Takagi. That's it. So
Tanahashi should not win.
I'm just saying, those are the only four. It's going to come down to one of them going to win.
As much as it pissed me off, if Zack won, it'd make all the sense.
Yes. It'd be angering, but it would make sense. Mm-hmm. And that's what you want, what makes sense. I mean, this ain't Crashing Seas. The Storm Surge tournament was amazing, and that's Fire Pro. That's me. And that just shocked and amazed me. And I'm, hey, I don't do the whole predetermined winners. I don't care for that. I don't use a mod. I don't use mods. It's all random, baby. You get what you get, and you have to like it. So I'm glad that this is what it is. Ibushi had to get some of his prowess back.
Yeah.
So he did. Takagi, heavyweight champion, not looking invincible. This is going to be the last loss he has.
Yes, I agree.
That's it. He can't lose anymore. Because if he loses more, that says a whole lot about what Will Ospreay is doing. Oh, you probably don't know. Will says that he's the real IWGP heavyweight champion. So he's still got his belt. It's an angle they're working with, because we know how New Japan is strict with stuff. Mm-hmm. They are strict, all right? To a fault, they are strict. And so he comes out on New Japan Strong with his title. It's beautiful. It looks better than Takagi's, but maybe with the lighting. He's like, I'm the world champion. I'm the real champion. Yeah, I got injured. They could have given me my 4 or so months, because when Okada got injured, they gave him all the time in the world. When certain others got injured, they gave them all the time in the world. Ospreay got injured, couldn't do it in 30 days. Bye. It's not fair. That's not cool. So it makes the company look weak.
They shouldn't have gave it to him.
No, they shouldn't. He should never have been champion. Never. Not until he can prove, 1, he can wrestle, 2, carry a match, 3, stop all that stupid flippy shit, damn near kill. I don't want to put a belt on someone that's going to murder themselves in the ring. Mm-hmm. So that's just me. I'm hoping that Wrestle Kingdom, Takagi Shingo, if he can make it that far, has an amazing title match against somebody that's worthy. Maybe it'll be Ibushi. It'd be a nice challenger. And it would make sense. Some people got to get the get back.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. This is only the 9th day of 1 billion, so that's where we are. So that was the main event, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this. This has been Cedric and Cedric for CR Wrestling Commentary, New Japan Pro Wrestling, G1 Climax 31, Day 9. Thank you for your time, patience, and energy. You could have listened to anyone, but you chose us at this time. We appreciate that wholeheartedly. So with that said, glove up, mask up, wash up, do what you can to be safe. So with that, good night, everybody. See you next time.